Welcome to RPG Capper, the channel where we cap RPGs of various design. Coming to you live from the Sodamunch, where the ball caps live and the CO2 bubbles never stop rising. Today, we'll be resuming Final Fantasy II for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. The level cap being that of 99, and the current status, level 94 for CECIL, 95 for KAIN, 91 for ROSA, 86 for RYDIA, and 93 for Edge. Let's get right back into it. Okay, guys. So, I have resolved to focus all my efforts now on completing Final Fantasy II for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. Now, there's a couple reasons for this. The first being that we are getting very close to the 100 stream. This is stream number 98 now. And the second reason is because our characters are very close to the cap. And I have resolved to have this game finished before the 100 stream. So, we're not going to be playing Tales of Eternia this week. Or even that for the next. Because we are going to be making preparations for the 100 stream right after this game is capped and cleared. So Tales of Eternia will resume after the 100th stream on RPG Capper. So I'm going to be looking at stream number 101 as being the next Tales of Eternia stream. Because I seriously want this game done and in the books. Okay. With that being said, let's get right back into it. So we do have Edge level 93, CECIL 94, Rosa 91, KAIN 95, and RYDIA at 86. So we do have a little bit of ways to go before all of our characters are going to be capped. We should have one of our party members, namely KAIN, capped by the end of today's session. But we will be needing one more session after this to finally make it official. And whether or not we're going to get the pink tail this time around, or even the next session, that remains to be seen. But from what I've seen from the algorithm of this game, it will only grant me 2 encounters with pink puffs before I have to wait like perhaps a dog's age before the next pink puff encounter in the same session. So I resolved to actually face 2 groups of pink puffs in this stream and another 2 groups of pink puffs next stream. So we're only going to allow 4 more encounters with pink puffs in total to this stream, to next stream, before we decide whether it's even worth continuing the struggle to get a pink tail. But if we do not get the pink tail, again, as I've stated last stream, it's not the end of the world. It's not the main focus of the channel. The main focus of the channel is cap and clear. Cap all endgame party members to level 99 with 9,999,999 XP for each endgame party member, and the game cleared after defeating the final boss. That's the main focus of this channel. So, yeah. 100%ing the game with all items, all side quests. It's not mandatory. It's not the theme of this channel. So, now that that's been said, let's get back to work. Everyone has full HP and MP, as expected. We do not have a cap purse, but that's fine. We can do... It's no skin off our back. So I hate this, as much as I hate to say this, it's going to be a little bit more monotonous grinding until we have had 2 full pink puff group encounters. But I am still determined to get that pink tail before all of our party members are capped. But if all of our party members are capped by the top, and we still don't have a pink tail, then that's it. We cannot continue delaying this game any further. I want a cleared game before the 100th stream. So let's cross our fingers that maybe today's session will be the one. But again, It's up to the game to decide if it wants to give me that item. If it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. Okay, I got a cabin, that's cool. Okay, looted 2 cabins, that's nice. Edge gained a level, nice start to this session. Damn it. These dragons are a pain in the ass to always fight. Their stupid lightning attacks don't help matters either. Let's see what happens when he uses this. I was expecting at least something above 2,000 damage, but... oh well. Okay, just a cure 2 on that one. Okay, that didn't take care of it. Now it's gone. Cecil gains a level, that's nice. This puts his max HP at 8865. And we're out of Artemis arrows. Oh, no, spoke too soon. I still have another batch. Let's just cure up everyone. Provided we don't get lifed up. Nope, we got lifed up. Damn. Oh well. We'll just have to try again. Moving on. Okay, here we are back in the hut. Now let's see if anything's gonna come out of this. I mean, again, I'm guaranteed a pink puppet counter, but whether that they'll drop the tail is another story altogether. Gotta get rid of the more annoying dragons out. Just gotta get rid of the more annoying dragons here. Okay. Close to 99, I can tell by their HP, yes. We are in the 90s range. With the exception of RYDIA. How are you doing today, Squall Cloud? Okay. So here's all my guys' status so far. Yeah, RYDIA is usually around 92, 93, while everyone else hits 99. LOL, yes. So here we go. Edge 94, Cecil 95, Rosa's 91, KAIN 95, RYDIA 86. We're getting very close to that goal. And hopefully I could score... Hopefully I can score a pink tail before we hit that limit. But again, it's up to the game to decide if it wants to give me that reward. If it doesn't want to give me that reward, there's shit all I can do about it. Not too bad, I platinumed Ghost of Yotei yesterday. Oh, that's cool. How was the experience in the games altogether? Because I've seen screenshots, I've seen playthroughs of the game by other streamers. It looks fantastic. It was fantastic. Enjoyed Tsushima. You'll like this one even more, in my opinion. Oh, cool. So as you can see, I'm just focusing right now on Final Fantasy II and not Tales of Eternia this week, because we are getting very close to the end of this game. And, we're also getting very close to the 100th stream. So I want another RPG finished and in the books before we hit the 100th stream. We're only on stream 98 now. And then after stream number 99, I have to start focusing on getting everything ready for the 100th stream event. So, I still put out the invite for everyone who wants to be part of the Rune Master game for the 100th stream. But I'm also looking for a good facility to host a stream in, because I'm not going to be doing it inside this household, because the internet connection here is pretty fucking weak. And we're subject to a lot of buffering and lagging here, and I don't really want that for the 100th stream. I want something a little bit better quality. Yep. I mean, one of the only stipulations that I'm actually just asking for all participants is that you have a working microphone so I can at least communicate with you effectively via stream chat. Because I don't want to read out commands from the chat window, because there's always a possibility that we could have some unwanted people come in here and try to troll the whole event, or I may end up misreading the correct command from the correct user. So I do want this to be a live event with special guests invited onto stream. But I'm still looking for takers, because the event right now is still tentatively scheduled for December the 5th, but it is possible I might have to push it back a week. All on account of the fact that the prizes might not be ready in time. But my roommates are currently scouting the internet for some good reference material to design the treasure boxes with. Also, how was everyone's weekend? Because this weekend I had to spend a incredibly long 3 days at my dad's place. For no other reason than we have to finish cleaning up the yard. Plus, the issue with his car is still on his car is still on the fritz. I had to order a new ignition coil. How do you feel about capping games that would take way too long? Okay. There is, like Breath of Fire 1 or 2, for example. Here's the thing, normally I can pretty much work on games that can take upwards of 100 to 500 hours. But anything above that, I might be reluctant to try out. Because I don't want to spend like the next 5 years playing the exact same game on my channel when there's a full backlog of other RPGs to play. However, I could probably offset that by making my streams longer. Like, I don't have to spend like 3 hours a day playing on a particular game. I could probably extend to 6 hours or even 8 hours if absolutely necessary. Okay, we got KAIN up. But again, it kind of depends on the game. It depends upon how much time I have to sit down and work on these games. I mean, it will vary from game to game, but I have to have the right to evaluate the game, the amount of hours that need to be put in order to reach the cap. Because if the game has to be realistically capable, I mean, it's not just something that should just go on and on and on for the next 20 years until that cap is reached. It has to be a realistic goal for me to achieve on this channel. But if Breath of Fire 1 and 2, I do believe are capable, but I will also have to do a little bit of insight into those games as well. Okay, we do have RYDIA up, that's nice. I mean, if I could I am willing to commit to a certain game for upwards of up to 5 years. But anything longer than that is something a little bit reluctant to do. But I also might even have to diversify my streaming portfolio here. I might have to diversify the different games that will be streamed on this channel and not restrict it to just merely 2 games at a time. Because right now, the quota is 1 turn-based RPG, 1 action RPG. With Final Fantasy II serving the current quota for turn-based, and Tales of Eternity serving the quota for action. But I might have to make certain variations to how I'm going to be streaming this RPGs on this channel in the foreseeable future. But right now, I'm not too concerned about that. This channel is still a work in progress, even though we've pretty much been running this channel for nearly a year. I mean, I haven't even hit my 1-year anniversary of this channel. I mean, that's gonna be taking place in early January. So if anyone who has not actually seen the very first game that was played on this channel, I would suggest looking up Fazanadu on my playthrough of Fazanadu, or Faxanadu as everyone else likes to call it, on my YouTube channel. That's the very first game that was played on RPG Capper. And if I remember correctly, it was January the 11th of this year that this channel went official. I mean, I wouldn't recommend any RPG I didn't cap. Yeah, I mean, I want to focus right now on the high-profile RPGs that people are familiar with, just to help bolster some views for this channel. I mean, the low-profile stuff is just something I might have to look into in the foreseeable future if I don't have any material to work with, but I find that highly unlikely because there's always RPGs coming out every single year. And I do tend to focus a lot more on the older stuff because, it's very much more limited in terms of presentation, and there's a better chance at turnover between RPGs, between each RPG on these older systems. These kinds of games are not as long as RPGs that were released on later consoles in later years. And that really accounts to more turnover between RPGs. And besides, I'm pretty much an 80s and 90s kid myself, so I'm also much more familiar with these types of RPGs than today's generation. And while I'm not saying that I will not play the newer stuff, I just need a better internet connection and a lot more time on my hands to do it, because I'm right now bound to doing other work in life. It's namely, like, helping get shit done around here with my roommates and helping my dad out at his house, and also working on other projects with my landlord, so I do have a life outside of the soda mansion where I play video games, so I have to also help friends and family. So for all the viewers who watch this channel, let's not automatically presume that this bottle cap doesn't have a life outside of this dimension where he plays RPGs. There are other things that this bottle cap does outside of RPGs. So the bottle cap has a life, people. Just want to point that out. I mean, I wouldn't recommend the RPG that didn't cap, yeah. So, I just want to know if the game is realistically capable. That's all I'm really asking. If it's realistically capable and I'm capable of reaching that cap within a 5-year time frame, I'll be open to playing it. But anything longer than that, I'd be a little bit more reluctant. So I'm kind of looking at an average of 500 hours tops for a single RPG. But exceptions can be made, if the circumstances permit. So how much? Okay, we're nearly a half hour into the stream, but you know what? I tend to give these streams like 2.5 to 3 full hours before I have to call session for today, because unfortunately this bottle cap has a life, and yeah. Most games back then wouldn't take that long, it's just a few titles here and there, yeah. Edge gained a level. Okay, so this is his second level up for this session, which is good. So that puts Edge now at level 95. Okay, we're making good strides here. Also, I just have a tendency to notice that... Now, this might sound unprofessional, but... I tend to have bigger views for Final Fantasy or my turn-based RPGs on my YouTube channel than here on the Twitch channel. It seems like more people here on Twitch are just interested in watching me play the action RPGs like Tales of Eternia, but... If that's their prerogative, that's their prerogative. I cannot force people to watch a specific type of RPG that I play. I mean, people have the freedom to watch what they want, and if they don't want to watch me play a turn-based RPG, that's fine. If they don't want to watch me play an action RPG, that's also fine. I don't take these things personally. I'm also guilty of the same thing when I watch other streamers play their RPGs, so I can see where people are coming from. There's certain games people are interested in, certain games people are not interested in. Most games back then wouldn't take that long, it's just a few titles here there. As long as you don't play Secret of the Stars. Oh yes, I've heard of the Secret of the Stars. And I'm not ruling out the possibility that it won't be played on this channel, or rather that it will, but Rosa gained a level, that's cool. So I'm not ruling out the possibility that the game will be played on this here channel. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's an RPG and it's quite prolific in circles back then I'm going to be eyeing it. Pardon my grammar. Although, interestingly enough, I've never played Secret of the Stars before on the Super Nintendo. There's still plenty of RPGs on the Super Nintendo I have not played. I have not played Secret of the Stars, I have not played any of the Lufia games, I have not played Terranigma, I have not played Soul Blazer, I have not played Paladin's Quest, I have not played, what else have I not played? I have not played Seiken Densetsu 3, aka Trials of Mana. I haven't played that. There's still, lots of RPGs that have not been played. High-profile RPGs that I was expected to play, but I have not played before. Hell, I've never even played Super Mario RPG Secret of the Stars. Legend of the Seven Stars, sorry. I'm mixing up Tecmo Secret of the Stars with Super Mario RPG now. Secret of the Stars is notorious for being really bad. The rest of the games you mentioned are fine. Well, you know what? If the game is really that bad, I might just be looking at playing it for January. However, that doesn't necessarily mean I will play for January. I'm just pointing that out. And I would rather play a game on January that I can also clear in a single stream, like I did with Highlight the other early this year. And you know what? I still have to thank Zolfar and Neon Arcade and company for giving me that opportunity, because it's thanks to January that we actually have affiliate status on this channel. And I'm looking forward to participating in January 2026. And I have an idea of what game I'm going to be playing for January. But you know what? Maybe one of these days I might give Secret of the Stars a try just to see how bad it really is. I mean, if you want to talk about crappy RPGs for the Super Nintendo, I mean, have you actually played Draken? Or Draken? How would they call it? I mean, I've given that game a try. And boy, howdy is it a turkey. Cecil gained a level. And Draken is pretty much can only be described as an RPG where you have to have your characters fight enemies in what I can only describe as a lynch mob system. Where you have an enemy that comes on screen and all your party members surround this enemy and start beating on the enemy like it's a prison bitch. Draken isn't good, but I'd rather play that. Yeah, but you know what? I'm not ruling out the possibility that I won't be playing Draken on my stream during January, because it's definitely January material. I finished Draken, it has a lot of problems for sure. Yeah, well, another thing about, and here's another ironic thing I found about Draken. While the first game in the series is hot garbage, if it's okay to use that term. I mean, the second game in the series, Dragon View, is a surprisingly good game. It's actually a damn good game. And it really, yes, and Dragon View is more of an action RPG than anything, but it's a damn good game. The first, and it really fixes a lot of, I mean, it pretty much just doesn't repeat the same problems with the first game, and it chooses to be its own game. Where it's just more like just a real standard action RPG. Am I frozen? Okay, yeah, it looks like I was frozen. I don't even know why I keep doing that. I rented Dragon View back in the day. I had no idea that it was the sequel to Draken until I fired up the game and saw it as Draken 2 in the pre-title credits. So Dragon View will also be covered on RPG Capper in the foreseeable future. And here's the thing, you don't necessarily have to play the first Draken game to play Dragon View. Dragon View is its own self-contained game, which actually carries over some elements from the first Draken game, but not all. So let me see what other RPGs can be covered on this game, and on this here gaming stream in the foreseeable future. Super Nintendo. Yeah, I've mentioned that I did not play the Lufia games before. I mentioned I never played Super Mario RPG before, Tecmo Secret of the Stars. I have played Final Fantasy V, but I never actually finished Final Fantasy V. It's the only Final Fantasy game from the classic Pixel era that I have not yet completed. While Final Fantasy III or Final Fantasy VI I played many times, cleared it, and just enjoyed the shit out of it. Mystic Quest is short fun, you can get... Yeah. I've played Mystic Quest. I like Mystic Quest. I mean, I'll actually defend Mystic Quest. It's... Yeah, it has its shortcomings, but it's a very good entry-level game into the world of retro RPGs. Yes, the game holds your hand, and it holds your hand a lot, but it's still fun to play. Yeah, and a short fun one you can cap... You can literally... You can literally have the game cleared in 10 hours. I find it to be like a good little 10-hour RPG. But after Final Fantasy II, I mean, I'm not going to switch over to another Final Fantasy game because I think everyone's a little bit overfed with Final Fantasy for the time being. We need to just switch things up a bit. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be playing any strategy RPGs on the Super Nintendo. I mean, I wouldn't mind trying out Romance of the Three Kingdoms, but that game is slow. It's very, very slow. I mean, the Genghis Khan, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Nobunaga's Ambition, those are slow strategy games, and I'm not sure if I'm just going to be up to playing them, or I might just try one just for the hell of it to see how it goes over with audiences. Not sure. But there are some SRPGs that I will look into playing. I mean, I do have Langrisser in my sights. I do want to play Fire Emblem. I do want to play Sakura Wars. I do want to try out War Song, which is just a retitling of Langrisser. There is... There's Advance Wars, there's Famicom Wars, Herzog. I mean, yeah, so, strategy and real-time strategy RPGs are definitely something I'm willing to try on this channel, too. Ogre Battle's a good one, just can be... Yes, I've rented Ogre Battle. Thank you for bringing that up, Squall Cloud. I've rented it years ago, back when I was still a teenager, and I loved the shit out of it. It was a nice little strategy RPG. So many things to find in that game. So many different variations. I would definitely give it a try. Oh yeah, I think I've also wanted... There's also some other Japan-only RPGs that were advanced translated too that I forgot to bring up. I do want to give Front Mission, Tales of Phantasia, and Star Ocean a try as well. Now, we're already playing Tales of Eternia, but that's the third game in the series. But after I'm done with Tales of Eternia, I do want to have the opportunity to go back to the very first game, Phantasia, for the SNES, because I like Phantasia. That's why I also enjoy the new Unicorn Overload, very similar. Yeah. Now, if I remember correctly, the very first Ogre Battle game that was ever put out uses what is called Star Wars titling conventions. So the game was actually... The first game in the series was Episode 5 in the timeline, March of the Black Queen. And I haven't been paying much attention to the whole Ogre series to know, I mean, if all the episodes if all the games cover the first 4 episodes in the timeline. But all I know is that it's Ogre Battle on SNES and PS1 is March of the Black Queen. That's episode 5. I'm not sure which games cover episodes 1 through 4 though. No level up. Let's take a look at everyone's stats. Edge 95, Cecil 96, Rosa 92, KAIN 96, RYDIA 87. We're still getting there. It's still a slog. And we wouldn't have to stay in here over and over and over again as if we had only gotten that pink tail. But nope, the game wants to be an asshole. It doesn't want to dispense that tail. It doesn't want to give me that right to brag. It doesn't want to give me the right to have that sense of pride of accomplishment. And a lot of that is Square USA's fault. We could have had the Siren Call, and I could have been facing those pink puffs anytime I want, but nope. Game says, no, you're not gonna have it. You're just gonna face them the long, hard, arduous way. So I'm gonna tell you what kind of a weekend I've had with my dad. We had to rake a ton of leaves off of it from his backyard. And by the time we were all done, we had bagged 16... We had bagged a full 16 bags of leaves. 16 bags of leaves. Just from his backyard alone. And we haven't even covered all the leaves that have fallen in his garden. Because that's another 2 bags worth. So when you really get down to it, we would have had 18... If we had covered the garden, that would have been 18 full bags of leaves. And unfortunately, my dad is the kind of guy who wants the leaves raked. He wants to have his lawn exposed and all that shit. But it's his property. He has the right to decide what he wants to do on his property. And then, thanks to Translation News, we can play all these games that weren't released in the US, and it's like a damn... And it's like, damn, why were they... It's like, damn, why were they not? We missed a ton of good RPGs. I just think a lot of it has to just do with politics in general. I mean, Enix Software could have at least have kept the faith with their RPG division and released more RPGs. I mean, sure, they gave us Robo-Trek, and Illusion of Gaia, and Soul Blazer and all that, and Brain Lord. I forgot to mention Brain Lord, but oh my god, we also did. They just lost faith in RPGs because they were just getting their asses kicked compared to Square USA, and it's arguably the reason why we didn't get Dragon Quest 5 and 6 on the SNES. We weren't able to get it as Dragon Warriors 5 and 6. I know people hate 7 Saga, but I love that game. I have no opinion of 7 Saga. I have never played 7 Saga. I've seen only a little bit of it being played on Zolfar's stream a while ago, but I would probably, at some point, I'm gonna have to cover that game, because it is an RPG, and RPGs do need to be played on this here channel. And if people call it a grindfest, then so be it. It's my job to grind RPGs here. I can deal with... I don't mind the grind. That's my motto. I don't mind the grind. Along with cap and clear. Anyways, how's the Costco job coming along, Squall Cloud? Anything interesting happening, though? As of late? Because in terms of Costco, they opened up a brand spanking new location off in Headingley, which is just a bit out of the ways outside of Winnipeg, but it's also on the Trans-Canada Highway. So when they opened up the new Costco just this past week, and my dad paid a visit to it, and he said that the place was packed. The people were just coming in en masse. I mean, it was packed. Thanksgiving time, so the department I work in is super busy. Oh yes, because Thanksgiving's coming up. Okay, KAIN got a level. That's cool. I want to check out that new Costco that opened right outside of Winnipeg in the Headingley in the Headingley area, because that really looks like a good. I mean, it really looks good. Video and general for us, we're making a ton of pies and all that. Well, that's cool. At least it keeps you busy, so that helps the day go by a little bit more faster. Plus, I'm jealous of anyone who works at Costco. I mean, the employees there get treated with dignity and respect. Alright, moving on. So yeah. And also another thing I have to bring up. Apparently, my dad's house might be haunted. So you see what happened, like, on Sunday night around 9:30 p.m. My dad was pretty much startled. He would pretty much just woke up only to see what he could only describe as a disembodied head floating above him and then vanishing into the ceiling. And he insisted that he had seen a ghost. Now, I find that very peculiar because I've lived in my dad's house for 30 years, and we've never had any major activity occur inside that household. So for him to start seeing apparitions, especially ones with disembodied heads, that is weird, but also pretty much concerning, because I'm beginning to wonder, did he really see something out of the ordinary, or is it just the result of his dementia getting worse? I'm leaning more towards the latter because I still refuse to actually believe in any spirits unless I see them with my own eyes. I believe in ghosts and stuff, so that stuff is creepy to me, but again, it could just be imagination. So yeah, because my dad only just woke up out of a nap around 9:30 p.m. and he insisted that he saw what could have only be described as a disembodied head floating above him, staring vapidly at him before that head just rose and vanished into the ceiling. And I asked him straight up, do you recognize the head of anyone past and present? He says no, he's never seen that kind of head before. It doesn't resemble anyone he knew in his own life. And I'm just wondering... And my dad is not a believer in ghosts. He doesn't think that ghosts really do exist. But... And while I don't tend to necessarily believe in ghosts myself, but at the same time, I'm still open to the possibility of having a potential encounter if there is an area where there is reported frequent activity. Because I would like to believe, because I want to see if there could be something outside of this plane of existence. So, there you go. Okay, we have all these... Okay, look at all these Cure 1s we've accumulated. Let's just get... let's get these... Let's just burn through these potions for the time being. Because I don't necessarily care for Cure 1s. They're basically peanuts at this point. I guess I can get KAIN to full with these Cure 1s. Alright, let's just leave it at that, and then go right back into the action. So yeah, I mean... But here's another interesting story. I once went into a comic book and hobby shop years ago on this one location down on Portage. And, the girl that... So the Hummingway guy did sell elixirs, right? Since money is useless now. Yeah, I mean, I went to the Hummingway shop where... Inside the Hummingway cave, and I just stocked up on 99 elixirs. So, that way, now I have enough elixirs to last me the whole game. The only thing I need to do now is stock up on Edge's Ninja Stars, since there's supposed to be another merchant that specializes in that. But another thing that else, but anyway, getting back to my story. So I used to go down to this one hobby and comic shop down on Portage, and the girl that worked there stated that the building itself is haunted because customers who come in tend to report hearing the sounds of a piano, but there is no piano in the building. So it is pretty much just a phantom piano playing in the basement. So I thought nothing of it, but then one day I came into the store and I heard in the distance the playing of a piano from, like, when I mean from the distance, I mean like down one floor in the basement. I heard from the basement what sounded to be like a piano. And, okay, Edge gain a level, RYDIA gain a level, good. So I actually heard, yeah, so I did hear some faint piano keys playing, and then I actually was allowed to go into the basement to check out no piano. So, I thought that really creeped me out. But I also heard of an explanation that it could just be the result of what could be residual energy that tends to stay in place long after the object or the person in question has left the premises. And some of that residual energy tends to recycle itself every now and then, which is a very layman's term which is a very layman's way of explaining the scientific term of hearing something that's not supposed to be there. So, I'm willing to accept that explanation of residual energy and not an actual spook playing a piano. It should be the Excalibur's guy's assistants that sell ninja stars, I believe. Oh, okay, so Coco's assistants sell ninja stars. Well, that's good to know. So if I manage to get a pink tail, I can not only just get the adamant armor made, but stock up on ninja stars. But that's provided the game cooperates and gives me the pink tail from the pink puffs. You know what, I'll go Cure 3, big deal. Let's just get everyone nicely healed up. Okay, so CECIL's now at 8,999 max stamina. So we're almost in the 9,000 range for him, so he's level 96. Come to think of it, I don't necessarily remember the assistant selling me ninja stars when I last visited Coco's shop. Or maybe I'm brain farting. Oh well. We'll see what happens. So, you're all set for Thanksgiving, Squall. The only so later I could just be the smith himself. Oh, okay, that would explain a lot, because I really don't recall any of the assistants selling me their gear inside Coco's shop. But if they do sell ninja stars, I'm stocking up. Speaking of money here, yeah, we got a cap purse of 9,999,999 GP, so I can afford anything in this game now, anything. But I don't count purses towards the cap because it's easy to cap money, and I'm really looking at capping characters and their max stats. That's what I look for on this channel. I explained this before on this channel, and I'll explain it again. The biggest struggle is making sure that your guys get to level 99 and they have max stats as a result. That's the challenge. Okay, Rosa gained another level, and CECIL gained another level. Cool. Okay, cool. So it looks like my wizards are going to be the last to cap, but that's fine. Like I said, it's only going to be this session and next session, and that's it. We're ending Final Fantasy II for the Super Nintendo. I mean, we've been for this game enough, and I definitely do not want any RPGs to carry... Any RPGs that I'm on the verge of finishing to carry over past 100 streams. That's just not how I want to work on it. Tales of Eternia will have to carry over because we still have tons of work to do in that game, but we're close to the end for Final Fantasy II, and I want this game wrapped up with a nice little bow by the end of the 99 stream, which is set to take place on Thursday. So it's only going to be 2 streams this week. It seems like they changed the pecking order here. So since we're on RPG talk, let's see what other RPGs. Interestingly enough, I haven't played that many PlayStation RPGs. The only ones I've legitimately played on PS1 are Lunar Silver Star Story, Final Fantasy VII, a little bit of Final Fantasy IX, and Final Fantasy Origins, which is 1 and 2 on one disc. Okay, so CECIL has a max stamina of 9133, 9,133 hit points. Okay, so he's in the 9,000 range. No level up. Alright, what do we got? 97 for KAIN, so he's 2 more levels away from the cap. He's not going to go to 4-9 figures, by the way, from the way it looks like here. But whatever. That's the point is that we get everyone to the final level with full capped XP. That's what we're looking for. And we should be facing off against some pink puffs soon, because this is really dragging out far longer than it has any right to. I mean, I love the XP gains and the level gains, but I would like that drop, please. Pretty please with sugar on top. No level up. Oh well. Let's keep at it. So yeah, so my dad had to have that so-called paranormal encounter on Sunday night. I'm still not buying the fact that our house is haunted as a result. I just still think his imagination's running away from him as a result of his growing dementia, and I have a feeling it's going to get to the point where he's going to need to have home care. Okay, so we can't use Meteor anymore. Okay, nothing over here, Olivia. Let's move on. Okay, anybody watching any new television shows as of late that you'd like to share? Honestly, God, I don't really watch that much television anymore. The only thing I watch on TV now is just tends to be news or stuff. Anyway, guys. Oh, sorry, I had to sneeze. Anyways, let's get back into it. Oh my God. The monotony is disgusting, but it's kind of the price you have to pay if you're the RPG capper. Ugh. Also, at some point, I'm gonna have to play the Earthbound games. All 3 of them. Unless there's a 4th game that I don't know about. Alright. Nope, I cannot call... Well, wait, I want to see what happens if I play... If I actually play up and call Mist here. Let's see how good Mist's ability is against King Ryu. And you know what, I'm not too worried because I have elixirs up the wazoo. Okay, that's not too bad. Alright, moving on. Wait, how... Oh, wow. RYDIA's MP is pretty much just about... It's just about dried up, but you know what, whatever. Let's just use up whatever's left of her MP, and then give her an elixir, and then after that's just everything's all nice and full. I mean, I'm not. Yeah, I tend to run out the entire MP well before I actually just use. You know. Yeah, you know what? Let's use up the last of our MP, then just give ourselves a fresh restore afterwards. I mean, I don't mind it, to be honest. Let's see how Chocobo does against the King Ryu. If at all. Nope, just a measly 180 hit points of damage. And Rosa has to pay the price by being paralyzed. Okay, no drops or anything either. All right, let's give RYDIA here an elixir, giving herself back to full. And Rosa has barely even used any of her magic, and CECIL's only used a little bit of his magic too. Yeah, the main magic user is going to be RYDIA here for the time being, because our guys are pretty much tanks now. Maybe with the exception of RYDIA and Rosa, but when you're pretty much in the 90s range, I mean, did you ever get a Dragon Spear from the Red Dragons? No, I have not. No, I have not. I've been focusing so many of my efforts on getting the Pink Tail that I just don't seem to care about any of the other drops right now. But at least it's something to look forward to if I do manage to get the Pink Tail. So if I get the Pink Tail, I mean, then I can move on to the next item, which is like either the Glass Mask from the Evil Masks or the Dragon Spear from the Red Dragons. But if I don't get the items, again, it's not the end of the world. It's not the main theme of the channel anyway, it's cap and clear. So, I'm just using these I'm just doing these item hunts as a means to a much bigger end. If I get the item, fine. If I don't get the item, that's also fine. Like I said, and I know I'm sounding like a broken record by saying this, the main theme of the channel is cap and clear. Get everyone to level 99 with all their XP set to 9,999,999, and go fight the final boss and end the game. That's how it's gonna work. It's all good. It's weaker than the White Spear, but it does massive damage against any dragon. Okay, so I see what it does. So it can do, like... Now, are we looking at 2 times or 4 times damage versus dragon when upon usage? Kain gain a level. So what I mean is, if you're equipping the spear, will it do twice the damage against a dragon, or like 4 times the damage against a dragon? Like, multiply the damage by 2 or by 4. I know I'm starting to sound like a DM by saying this, but it's kind of something you're gonna have to adapt if you're gonna be playing games like this. As his level usually does 9999. Okay, so it does 4/9 damage. Cool. Okay, so it's no skin off my back if I don't get the Dragon Spear, but that's fine. Anyway, let's get rid of this Trickster here. This guy's the most annoying enemy to have to face in the game, because he keeps trying to force you to use lightning on him when you already know that he's gonna try and come back at you tenfold. Okay, let's take a look. Kain's 1 level away from cap, but but I also want his XP counter to accumulate at the full amount of 9,999,999 XP before I can fully declare him as capped. That's just the way I do things here on my channel. I want that would be called an absolute cap. Now, the base cap would be the level of 99, but an absolute cap would be level 99 with full XP at 9,999,999. We already did that with our 4 Black Wizards in the first Final Fantasy game from the NES. And for all of our other party members in Phantasy Star when they're at level 30 with 65,535 points. That's how I recognize a cap here on this channel. It's stingy, I know, but I don't want to create gray areas. That's just my prerogative. Okay, another trigger gone. No level up. Still, I mean, I'm overdue to face those pink puffs now. Those things should be making themselves known by now. Like, we're already past 1 hour into stream and they still haven't shown up. Nope, still a fucking trigger. No level up. Oh my god. This, I mean, I'm not gonna lie, this shit is very annoying now, but... I mean, it's just as annoying as it is to play the game, this is as annoying for the viewers to watch this, but you know what? Unfortunately, Square USA decided that's just the way this is gonna be, and you're gonna have to either take it or leave it. It's not cool, but that's just the way it is. Okay, but waiting for a week to be cast. Also, another thing I want to bring up here is that I've been checking the views of my streams on my YouTube channel, and I've noticed that the most view counts were on for stream number 13. And I think I have a pretty good idea of why the view counts were a little bit bigger on that stream than they were for the other streams. It's probably due to the fact that we experienced one of the most unfortunate bugs in the game, where you could be possessed by the mind of Zemus. But even if you tend to snap out of it, the automatic charm command that gets inputted still has to resolve itself. And in this particular case, it was RYDIA having selected Meteor. So, even though she had snapped out of it, she still had Meteor poised to cast and aimed at my party. And then what? Afterwards, she casts Meteor, and it does pretty much damage well into from 6,000 to 8,000 range and will completely wipe my whole party. Much to my chagrin. Now, I'm pretty sure those who have watched that had a pretty good laugh at my expense. And you know what? If I was the viewer and RPG Capper was somebody else, I would have laughed too. Sometimes you gotta laugh at your own expense. It's just part of growing up. And just part of being a streamer. But you know what, that's fine. I mean, if getting laughed at helps entertain people to the point that it will warrant an extra follower or subscribe, so be it. Anyways, Edge gained a level. Okay, let's see where we are at now. So Edge is at 97, CECIL 97, ROSA 93, KAIN at 98, and RYDIA is far behind at 88. But we are slowly reaching that checkered line when it comes to the cap. I mean, the bottle cap for their levels will be applied very, very soon, at any time. You know, it's still kind of stupid that I have not yet encountered Pink Puffs and we're already an hour into stream. I really want that pink tail. It's bullshit that I'm not allowed to have it. No level up. Okay, moving on. Now this is just my way of combing the cave. Or combing the hut. This game really will not give me those pink puffs. It doesn't want to give it to me. It's such an asshole. Oh, okay, so we only had 2 party members finish off the deep fossil this time. That's cool. Oh yeah, and also in terms of other RPGs, since we're still on the topic of RPGs, I still want to try out some more TurboGrafx-16 RPGs. Now, we already seen East Book 1 and 2 get played on this channel a while back. But there are more RPGs on the TurboGrafx aside from East. Some of them tend to be very first-person view RPGs, like what you'd expect from Dragon Quest or Wizardry. But some of those RPGs to this day have not yet been translated to English. There is one series called Far East of Eden that I do want to give a try, because apparently Dot Level, who's also a prominent streamer here on Twitch, had a hand in the translation process, and I do want to give that game a try at some point. But any other RPGs that are available, there is one RPG that I've given a small try of, and it's called Jukai no Necromancer, or just Necromancer for short. So it is, yes, it is an RPG on the TurboGrafx-16. It was only released in Japanese. On the TurboGrafx-16 Mini, it is available to play, but only in Japanese. They decided not to translate for some stupid reason, and there's only a very partial translation of the game that exists online. But to this day, nobody has actually completed the game. Nobody has actually completed the script for the game in English, so we cannot have a full English version of that game to play. I find that very unfortunate, but because Necromancer looks pretty fun. Oh yeah, there's also Kadash that I want to give a try, but I would rather start with the arcade version before moving on to the console versions, such as the ones for the TurboGrafx-16 and the Genesis. I was originally thinking about playing Kadash for the 100th stream, but I've decided no. I just want something that has more of my fellow friends involved. And I think Rune Master would be a good one to try out, because it's an RPG board game, and it actually looks quite interesting enough to be shown on stream. Kadash is cool, but it's very short though. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, because it's pretty much an arcade RPG. So, since it wasn't, yeah, an arcade game initially. So yeah, you would have RPG elements in the game, but keep it action oriented in order to hold the player's focus, but keep it short enough so that you can at least have the game cleared and leave room for the next player to play. But it does have some replay value since you could try to finish the game with all the other classes, so it's not just the fighter and the wizard, there's also the priestess, and I think the ninja is also another one. Okay, after I'm done with this battle, I gotta make a quick bathroom break. Okay, that takes care of the King Ryu. Now let's deal with the King Ryu. Okay, do we get a level up? Cecil gained a level. Okay, that puts Cecil now to level 98, so he's one level away from the cap, but again, it has to be not just a level, but the experience accumulator, before I declare the character capped. So anyways, I'll be right back. I do need to take a break. It looks like we have some buffering issues with the stream, which I am not happy about, but I cannot control this. So anyways, let's go to break. Okay guys, be right back. Okay, we're back. Alright, let me just move everything over here. Okay, let's take a look. So, Cecil now has max stamina at 9,268. Alright, back to work. Hang on a minute, I actually want to summon Ashura and get everybody souped up in their stamina, provided we don't get life-upped. I know I could use Sylph, but Ashura gives me better HP recovery. Just like that. Since we already had Ashura do the recovery, let's just slow this fucker down. Okay, Squall, I'm hoping we're not experiencing any major buffering issues because I'm actually seeing some error notices here on my end. 11,000 XP. And again, I can't control it. We just have a very shitty internet connection here in my neck of the woods. Rydia gained a level. That's good. She needs to continue gaining. We get a cure 1. I'm really not a fan of these stupid triggers. Rosa gained a level, but I need the experience. Alright, Rosa's now up to 94, that's good. Kadash. Such a great game, honestly. But I've heard that the TurboGrafx 16 version of the game is very, very punishing. While the Genesis version is a little bit more easier, but you only get 2 characters to play. Fortunately, due to memory limitations. I can't fucking believe it's already been nearly an hour and a half into stream and we still don't have pink puffs. This is robbery. You're robbing me of my right to face off against pink marshmallow monsters. Whatever, let's just fight it out. Ugh, this game. Okay, anyways, let's just keep at it, let's keep at it. Let's just go vertically this time. I'm getting kind of sick and tired of doing the horizontal combing. Okay, now we're dealing with D-fossils. Easy pickings. Just a measly cure 1, let's get on with it. Maybe I'll try doing it like this. I mean, I sincerely doubt it might help increase the encounter rate for pink puffs, but at this point I don't give a fuck anymore. So, basically, let's see what else we're going to be covering. Well, since Rune Master is going to be coming up in the next little while, I'm going to have to start focusing on what I can do for stream promos for the event, because I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to promote this to the best of my ability, since I've never done any major promotional work before, so I really have to think carefully of how I'm going to do this. Not to mention, it doesn't really help the matters that I'm dead. I tend to be an introvert at times, and I don't really like interacting with the audience as much. But I'll figure something out. No level up. I mean, I'm thinking about inviting Sarzak and Pizza Maid for the event. Maybe Call Me Kixie might also be invited, but again, that's up to them if they want to be a part of the event. But I might have to change the hours to that of the evening hours, and I have to find a good public facility to run the event in, where I'm guaranteed to not be interrupted, because I am not running the event out of this household, because the internet connection here sucks ass. Okay, so we went up 3 levels for RYDIA. but she has 10 more levels to go before cap. But again, she'll be the last member of my party to hit that cap, and the game continues until all 5 of my endgame party members reach that cap. That's the rule. Both in level and XP accumulation. No level up. I wonder if leaving the hut and coming right back in after might help improve the encounter rate. I don't think so, but I'm willing to try anything at this point, just to finally get those puffs that come out of hiding. KAIN gained a level. Okay, let's take a look. I see 99, but not so fast. Let's see his XP. Let's see his XP total. He's still 7,807,110. He has not hit the XP cap. I'm not going to declare a cap. Not going to declare a cap until he's capped in both level and XP. Go ahead and yell at me through the screen if you guys want to. That's the way I work here. But you know what? That's fine. We can still hit 9,999,999 for him before this session is probably up. And you know what? If the 99 stream doesn't get everyone to that total, we're just going to continue to draw out the stream because I am not carrying this game past 100 streams. I want to be thorough on this, people. Please understand. It's just the way I work here. And I've kind of made that clear when I was capping everyone in Phantasy Star. It's not just level 30, it's also about getting guys to 65,535, so there's nothing left to build up afterwards. We'll keep the levels going, but the XP will continue to accumulate till he hits 9,999,999. That's how I'm gonna work. I want the absolute cap, not the base cap. So in terms of leveling, he's not going to be. Okay, let's just go back to the stat screen for a moment. So as you can see, there is no next meter for KAIN. It's over. For a level up, it shows a level up for the next. It shows an amount of XP for the next level up. But for KAIN, you don't see that anymore. That vanishes because he's hit the cap of 99. But to declare an absolute cap, I want 9,999,999 points. That's what I am personally looking at. And when all 5 of my party members have reached that threshold, then I could really declare this game thoroughly capped, and we'll just end the game afterwards. I'm not content with the XP meter being less than 9,999,999. It's just the way it is with me, guys. I'm sorry if I'm sounding like a broken record, but I have to keep mentioning this. But I do need to keep mentioning this just to show how I work here. So we won't see KAIN gaining any more levels for the time being, for the rest of this game, but CECIL, Edge, Rosa, and RYDIA will still continue their leveling process, but CECIL is pretty much on the verge of finishing up his leveling. But he'll still continue earning points on the side. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get CECIL to 99. Then once that happens, we're just going to go back to the lunar surface, recover everyone's save, and get right back into... right back into the room right afterwards. Because I do want to save this. Okay, let's keep at it. Okay, let's try calling Odin again. We haven't called Odin in a while. Edge gained a level, that's good. Okay, let's see. He's now at level 98. 7,207 as his new stamina cap. No, stamina limit. It's not the cap yet. We have to wait till 99 for that one. Still nothing? Let's just keep ourselves isolated to this. Two by six area. See if that will help improve the encounter rate for the puffs, even though I sincerely doubt it. Another trigger. Okay, so KAIN's final stamina will be at a hit point amount of 8,874. He's not going to go up any higher than that. But he's still going to collect points on the side. Alright, let's take a look. Nope, no level up for CECIL. Because come to think of it, I think KAIN came back much later to our party than everyone else. So perhaps that's why his XP total is much smaller than everyone else's. But we'll just take a look to verify that after this battle's over. And you know what? I'm. Okay, let me take a look. So if KAIN has 7,862,910, but he came back to our party a little bit later than the others. Okay. So they're basically all on par with KAIN here. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna do one more level up for CECIL, and then we're gonna go back to the service to save. I have noticed we have not had a single pink puff encounter. It's already an hour and a half in this stream. This is BS. I think at this point the game's just trolling me. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, okay, we might as well get back to talk about other RPGs. So other RPGs I want to try out for the TurboGrafx. There's still Wanderers from East for the TurboGrafx 16. Now we did play the Super Nintendo version of the game a little while back, but that's just the SNES version because there's multiple different versions of that game. There's also a Genesis version. There's also a Famicom version, but we'll try the Famicom version sometime later. Okay, we did not get Odin to cooperate. Also, there's RPGs on the Sega CD, such as Lunar 1 and 2. I think there's also one called... Oh yeah, there's also Exile, there's Vise. There's also the Cosmic Fantasy series, which interestingly enough, only the second game was translated into English. Why Victor Island and his team didn't do the first game, I don't know. I mean, I think there might be an interview with him somewhere that explains why he went with the second game and not with the first. And there's like I said, PlayStation RPGs I barely even touched, but I will be playing them at some point. The Wild Arms games I do also want to try at some point. Let's see. There's another strange little RPG game called Brandish that was released on the SNES very late into its lifetime, but I also heard it was a really censored game, but you know what, that's fine. I'm playing a censored game right now, so we can still play censored games first and try the uncensored games later. I have no issue with trying out both the edited and unedited versions of the games. I still also have to play the Shining series as well, because there's a Shining in the Darkness, as well as Shining Force, Shining the Holy Ark, where else can I try? Well, aside from the Lunar games on the Sega CD, I also want to play the PlayStation versions. There's also the gung-ho re-releases of the games on Steam, although I'm not liking the fact that they just pretty much... that they did not put in the Working Designs cast in that game, because I thought the Working Designs cast was perfect. But unfortunately, politics will be politics, and can't do much of anything about that. Okay, let's just keep at it. Some people have been suggesting that I try out other Hydlide games, even though I've only played just the MSX2 version of Hydlide 1 and the NES version of Hydlide 1, which was released in Japan as Hydlide Special. I mean, I know the Hydlide games get dunked on and they get dunked on hard, but interestingly enough, I don't really mind them. Yes, the games are set up in a way where they can insta-kill your guy in only 2 or 3 hits, but this is kind of where strategy needs to come into play. And you need to be able to keep your distance well enough to the point that you can only strike when the time is right. The game encourages you to fight strategically. Cecil gained a level. Okay. So, now Cecil has at 99, and his final stamina will be at 9,401 points. But this leaves his XP at 7,751,896. So we still have ways to go before we can get him to 9,999,999. So I'm not yet ready to declare it an absolute cap. When I bring up the cap screen, I want to make sure all conditions have been met. Not just levels, but for XP. I want everything to be absolutely done here. Yes, that's petty. Yes, it's stingy. That's just the way I work here. Anyways, let's get out of here, and we'll go back to the lunar surface. Heal everyone up, save, and get right back into it, because we still have another hour to go in this stream. Okay, so we're 1 hour and 41 minutes into stream. Okay, save. So now we're at 43 hours and 53 minutes into this game. Okay, Edge looks to be the next character in our party to hit the cap, to hit the level cap, that is. But we still have ways to go for Rosa and RYDIA. Rosa still has 5 more levels to go. And RYDIA just continues to slog through. Okay, got carry, so I want to sneak some Artemis arrows out of him. I need extra Artemis arrows. Alright, let's get right back to that hut and keep on finding those pink puffs. I mean, honestly, like, you have a 1/64 chance of facing those enemies, and yet, when the time comes to face them, they don't appear. I mean, I just find that's just trolling the player at this point. Sorry guys, I have to sneeze again. Anyways, let's get back into it. I love how these Ginryus are now a joke when several streams ago I was just struggling against them. But that's pretty much the reward you get when you get your guys nicely leveled. Once you grind them up well enough to the point that they're strong, even the strongest enemies will fall to you like dominoes. Take out this fossil here. Easy pickings. Taking that. So I think Edge is supposed to be on the verge of a level up himself. So let's keep going. Now we're going down a bit further, a bit more. Blue dragons. Oh, here's another interesting question. Anyone here tried the Monogatari games? AKA Sorcery Saga. Anyone who doesn't know about the Monogatari Sorcery Saga games? Let me just ask this. Have you ever played Puyo Puyo before? Oh, Rosa gained level, cool. Because apparently, the Monogatari games and Puyo Puyo take place in the exact same universe, in the exact same kingdom, which feature the main protagonist, RYDIA, using the power of her magic through her Puyos and her assistant Carbuncle to stop the Dark Prince Satan from taking over the land. And she also tends to go on these various little wacky adventures, along with her pal Carbuncle, and through the use of her Puyos to probably either go collect like a special item from a tower, or she just or basically just to win something, just to help win some kind of a beauty contest. I'm not sure if that one, the latter, has any credibility to it. But anyways, the Monogatari games. Oh, hang on, I'm supposed to be in here now. Yeah, those ones actually look pretty fun to try out. They tend to be the first-person dungeon crawlers, but these but it actually looks fun to play, and I want to give it a try as well at some point. Because I remember that each game takes place a few years apart from each other, and RYDIA tends to age along with it, tends to grow up as the games progress. Like in the first game, she's a kindergartner. Second game, I think she's just in junior high. In the third game, I think she's a fully grown woman. RYDIA gained a level. Good. I'm glad she finally got her level up. Okay, so she was at level 86 to start, so now she's at level 90. So now everyone's in the 90s range. But we still need to have everyone at 99 with 9 million and... with 7 figures across all 5 of our characters. All 5 of our endgame party members. That's... When that happens, then I can declare the game capped, and then we just move towards clearing the game after. No level up here. Okay, so Edge should be on the verge of getting to 99 himself. Okay, I don't expect Rosa and RYDIA to reach their 99 cap, but Edge, I do expect him to reach that, because he's just one level away from hitting 99. So that means for this session, we get CECIL, KAIN, and Edge to level 99, while Rosa and RYDIA will have to hit their caps, their respective level caps next session. I'm really not liking the fact that they're not giving me pink puffs now. We're already nearly 2 hours in the stream and we still don't have them. It's almost like this game decided to say, fuck it, we're not giving you any more pink puffs. You had your chance, you fucking blew it. And to that I say, not cool. Not cool. Still no level up. So CECIL and KAIN are done, so we will not see a CECIL or gain a level or KAIN gain a level anymore for the duration of this game. But Edge can level up one more time, and then we'll have to focus all of our efforts on getting ROSA and RYDIA up to their respective level 99s, and see if they also hit the 7-9 XP cap as well. And Odin refuses. Okay. Tier 1, no. Oh my god. Okay. Let's try sticking to this row and see what happens. Again, the game wants to be an asshole. $11,000, no level up. Okay, so let's try and think about what other RPGs we could play in the foreseeable future. I'm a little reluctant to try out Pokemon. I mean, I know it does fall into RPG category, but you have to understand, if we're going to be playing a game like that, we're not accounting for one Pokemon to cap. We're counting like 151 Pokemon at an absolute, at the most absolute minimal, if we're just going to be going by just the blue-green or the blue, green, red, or the yellow versions alone. And, yeah. I'm hoping that I can find some good power leveling spots in that game. Otherwise, doing Pokemon would be a massive, massive slog. But, again, anything can happen. We'll see what we can do. We could try some of the other Mon games to cap. Maybe Digimon might be better, maybe Monster. As a matter of fact, I would rather give Monster Rancher a try because I really love Monster Rancher series. Although I have not played the games themselves, I do actually like what I saw from YouTube videos alone. I mean, and the only thing I really partook in terms of Monster Rancher was the anime series that used to air on YTV in Canada. We also want to try some more obscure RPGs as well. Another personal desire of mine to play is Emerald Dragon on the Super Famicom. It has an English translation. I know my good friend Tuffymon has played that game, and I'm going to be looking at playing that on my channel as well at some point. Still no level up for Edge. Well, Edge is stubborn. It looks like he doesn't want to hit the 99s just about yet, but he'll be hitting the 99s. He can't escape his fate forever. Once you're going to 99 whether you like it or not, Ninja Boy. paralyzed. Still nothing. Alright, moving on. I really, really wish they'd give me the puffs. I'm really getting tired of just facing off against Ginryu's, Tricksters, and the occasional defossil. I do want some pink puffs now, please. Nope, more of the same. Okay, Edge is poised to attack. No level up. If it's just one Ginryu, big deal. Edge gained a level. There he goes. He hits 99. Okay, so that puts his final HP count to 7,308 and his MP count to 356. Oh, and I also forgot to mention that since CECIL has MP, his final MP meter caps off at 542 points. And KAIN doesn't use MP. Okay, so, well, we barely lost any major HP, so let's just keep at it. Okay, so that's 3 of our party members at 99, only 2 more to go. So Rosa and RYDIA are left to hit the 99 mark. Okay, so Rosa's at 95, RYDIA at 90. Okay, just to confirm that. Just more triggers, no puffs. So if the only we're going to be looking at anybody gaining a level, we have to look for Rosa gaining a level and RYDIA gaining a level. But we're already 2 hours into stream and we have not encountered a single group of pink puffs. This is fucking horseshit. Nope, just more reuse. The bottle cap is getting pretty hungry, guys. I'm not just hungry for a pink tail, I'm just hungry to get some food in real life. Another trigger, no puffs. There we go, nicely healed. You know what? No, I'm not picking up a tent. I don't care for tents anymore. That would just be a waste of inventory space at this point, just to take tents. Alright, moving on. Level 99 for ROSA and RYDIA. We're on our way there. They don't want to give me the puffs anymore. Was there just a limit in the algorithm to how many puffs can be encountered? Because if that's the case, that's lame. I mean, the longer I stay in this hut without encountering a puff, the less confident I'm getting. It just sucks the confidence out of you if you don't really face off against the enemies that you want. I mean, I understand it's a rare encounter and all, but come on, enough's enough. Give the guy, throw the dog a bone here. And I think it's at some time in the foreseeable future, we will be revisiting this game, but under its proper title of Final Fantasy IV. But when we do that, we are going to make sure that we're going to be playing the version of the game that was intended to be played as, which means that we would actually have the proper siren call so we can summon the puffs and have the better chance of getting the pink tail. Because the way that this game is programmed for US audiences, it's bullshit. I'm sorry, but this just was not a good business decision. It was not a good business decision to just deny people the right just to face off against pink puffs and with the siren call and let them have the item that they want. I mean, I understand maybe you might be wanting to look for a reason to get them to grind to 99 and stuff, but you don't make the rare encounters so rare enough to the point where you only have like a once-in-a-blue-moon chance of winning a tail. You still gotta give the players that sense of confidence. So it was at 2 hours and 5 minutes into stream. Okay. Another fossil. At least dragon fossils are easy to dispatch here. But they don't give you good payouts like the King Ryus and the Ging Ryus do. At least King Ryus and Ging Ryus give you 5-figure experience. Yep. What if I were just to confine myself to this 4 by this 4 by 5 box here? I mean, it's worth a try, but I doubt it'll give me the puffs, but still, at this point, I'm willing to try anything. I'm just willing to try anything. Alright, moving on. Okay, I'm having better luck encountering dragon fossils, so maybe that's a sign we might be getting close to encountering more puffs? I don't know. Yeah, nothing but one defossil after another. The game's getting weird on me. Still no level up for either of my female wizards here. Okay, finally we've got the puffs. Now let's see if we're gonna get something out of this, because I'm really getting tired of having to put up with these guys over and over and over again, and they don't give me a fucking pink tail. You know what? I'm gonna set the controller down, and I'm just gonna let the game play itself out. If I had a Slurpee, I'd be slurping it right now. Oh, that hurt. Oh, that hurt. Right, we got one puff down. Oh boy. So it looks like Rosa and Edge are the only ones who have been afflicted with a dancing bug. Okay, music's changed. There's 3 puffs down. And it looks like Kain's been afflicted with a dancing bug too. Okay, that's the end of the battle. But are we gonna get anything out of it? 10,000 XP. They don't give it to me. Boy, do I want to bang my head against the desk now. This is bullshit, guys. I mean, you can't just do that to people. They spend all this time going back and forth inside this hut, and all they really want is one fucking item so they can take it back to fucking Earth, visit a fucking blacksmith just to make it into some fucking armor. Okay, you know what? We're gonna keep at it until Rosa and Rydia are at 99 and everyone has their XP counters at 9,999,999 points. We'll stop the pink tail hunt until A, we get the pink tail, or B, everyone is at level 99 with the 7-9 experience figures. It has to be either or. But let me tell you something, this whole thing is bullshit now. This was a really bad business decision on Square USA's part to deny players the siren call just to make them hunt for the pink tail the long hard way. I don't know what the hell they were thinking back in those offices in 1991. I mean, I understand you want your gamers to play the game, but there are better ways to go about doing it. So not like the kids are gonna be sitting in front of the fucking TV, glued to this game for like 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I mean, come on. Rosa gained a level. Okay, at least we got Rosa up a level. Okay, so now she's at 96. So 3 more levels to go till she hits her level cap. And RYDIA hasn't actually leveled up in a while, so she should be on the verge of leveling up as well. Just give a guy his puffs already, come on. Okay, so I encountered a puss in this corner. I wonder if this will help force a better encounter with them. I'm grasping at straws at this point, but this is really what the game's reduced me to doing. And another fucking trigger. Yeah, that's right, we're gonna crit roll him. The faster we get rid of this little son of a bitch, the better. Let's just get a Ashura call and get everyone recovered from that last pink puff battle. Okay, everyone's now back up to full health. RYDIA gained a level, good. Okay, from 4,781 to 4,863, that puts her to level 91, so 8 more levels to go for her. So, looks like we've leveled up 5 levels for RYDIA this session so far. And it does not kill off the trigger. KAIN has to deliver the finishing blow. So now we're going right back to focusing on ROSA leveling up. Honestly, the leveling up process would be much faster if I were just to take it to the Inner Sanctum, but I still don't want to give up on finding that pink tail. But I said that I wanted to encounter at least 2 pink puffs per session before I have to call it. And just move on to the next area. Because there's still the glass mask, there's still the dragon spear, but now it doesn't seem very likely that we're gonna pick up any of those items with the way that this game's being an asshole. And Odin noped out again. Okay, let's see how everyone else is doing so far. So now we're in the 8 millions range in terms of our XP accumulation. Okay, so we're still at least making good strides with our XP accumulation. So it's still pretty much realistic. It's still realistic to reach the 9,999,999 XP cap. So once we get that cap for all 5 of our guys, plus everyone else being at level 99, I would definitely call that the cap. And from there I would declare it, and then I would have to move on to ending the game with the final boss battle. The game is not cooperating. It does not want to fucking cooperate and expects me just to deal with this bullshit again and again and again. I mean, who really greenlighted this idea? Howard Phillips? It kind of wouldn't surprise me if Howard Phillips did greenlight something like this, because he was known to demand many needless changes to Nintendo games before. hours, 22 minutes into... Okay, now we have our second Pink Puff encounter. I'm setting the controller down, and I'm gonna let the game play itself out. Okay, let's see if we're gonna be any better this time than we were last time. Okay, checking the results. Oh my god. I don't even know why I even bother with this shit anymore. Still nothing. Well, I'm gonna have to call it then for this session, because I said I'm only gonna encounter two Pink Puff groups, and then after that, just gonna move to the Inner Sanctum. So we're gonna have to try again with the Pink Puffs next session on Thursday, and see if anything will come out of it. Hope this is the one. Well, it wasn't. It wasn't, Mr. Bird. It wasn't. I'm so over this game. Nope, fuck it. Since the game does not want to cough up the pink tail, let's just go down to the Inner Sanctum and just fight some Glass Mask and Red Dragons and see if we can get ourselves a Dragon Spear and a Glass Mask drop. I mean, I'm just about ready to throw the controller over my shoulder and say, fuck it, but we have to, but it is not the main focus of the channel. The channel is cap and clear. That's what we have to do. Level 99. 9,999,999 XP for all 5 of my endgame party members. That's what we have to aim for. Doesn't seem like anybody wants me to go to the save point today. Okay, so remember, only Rosa and RYDIA are the only 2 members of my party who need to level up. So anyways, let's get a cabin up. we're gonna just spend the next half an hour or so just in the inner sanctum. 44 hours and 34 minutes into the game. So it looks to me that we may just end up ending this game at the 50-hour mark. Okay, here we are, back in the shiny little inner sanctum with its polished floors. Okay, so I'm just gonna go after the evil masks and the red dragons. Maybe we might get something out of this, because I would like to at least have perhaps like maybe a drop or two of of a desired item. Oh, look at all the damage we're doing now to these behemoths compared to last time. Okay, no level up for Rosa or RYDIA. Okay, but I definitely still want to face off against the triple stack dragons and see if they'll give me the dragon spear, or face off against evil masks to see if they drop a glass mask. Okay, so we have a red dragon, so let me see if we can get a dragon spear out of this one. I mean, if I can get a dragon spear, I guess that would be good enough as a consolation, for the lack of the pink tails. Okay, that was quick and effective. No dragon spear. Alright, we're gonna be in here now for a bit. Alright, 22,100. Rosa gained a level. That's fine. She's got 2 more levels to go before her level cap. RYDIA should follow soon after. Okay, 2 evil masks, that's good. That didn't even kill either of them. And we do not get a glass mask. Fucking ridiculous drops here. Okay, another 2 glass evil masks to deal with. Okay, yeah, that's more preferable than medial. Nope. No glass mask. But I should be on this floor if I want to have a stand a better chance of getting a glass mask or a dragon spear. Frickin' roulette. Giving me nothing but life ups, I just want cure-alls. Alright, let's keep at it. RYDIA gain a level, that's good. But no glass mask. Okay, so we have ROSA at 97 and RYDIA at 92. 44 hours and 44 minutes into game. I like to face some stacked dragons if possible. Yeah, the game doesn't want to cooperate with me today. Aside from giving me the... Aside from the fact that I'm leveling, I mean, not much other progress is being made. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. And no Dragon Spear. Honestly, I'll go Pink Tail, Dragon Spear, Glass Mask. Even at least one of these items would be good for me. I'd be satisfied with just one. Oh my god. 97 to 92. Oh, just two behemoths. I wonder if the behemoths have a special drop to them. Well, if they do, I sure as hell haven't seen it. Okay, another red dragon. Maybe we might get a dragon spear out of this one. Haven't used this in a while. Alright, 22,000. No level up. Alright, we're just gonna keep at it. Let's see, what time is it? 2 hours and 44 minutes into stream. I'll give it another 15 more minutes, and if we don't get anything out of it, if we don't get anything else out of it, then we're just gonna call session. At least our party are a bunch of resilient motherfuckers now. That's the important thing, so we can stand up to the final boss. And win the game. Okay, 2 for the price of 1. Rosa gain a level, that's nice. Do we get a Dragon Spear? No, we do not. But at least we got Rosa to 98. So, with any luck, we just might get Rosa to 99, but again, we'll see what happens in the next 15 minutes of this session. Yep, can't sneak anything out of these red dragons. Nothing. No Dragon Spear. But if I stand the best chance of getting a Glass Mask or a Dragon Spear, it'd have to be on this floor, though. But it seems like it's another 1 in 64 chance of a drop, and that's... And you know what? I'm sorry. It's bullshit to make players go through this. Come on, it's bullshit. Do I have any more Artemis arrows on standby? No, I do not. Alright, let's just have Rosa do some curing. Oh my god. Okay, okay. Usually when you face off against triple stack dragons, that should increase the chances of a dragon spear drop. But apparently it's still not giving us the drop. Because I think the game's that much of an asshole like that. Okay, RYDIA went up another level. Okay, let's take a look. That puts Rosa at 98 and RYDIA at level 93. So now she's got her stamina up to 5,038, with MP now at 892. But we still, well again, not the cap, so we can still keep going. $31,080. Alright, moving on. 9 more minutes to go before we call session for the day. Forgot to use elixir, but big deal. Nope, that failed. Okay. No dragon spear drop, no level up. Oh, forgot to give RYDIA an elixir. There we go. Gotta remember to get those elixirs. So RYDIA's now plus 5,000 stamina, so that's quite reasonable for her as a black wizard. And Rosa's like plus 7,000 as a white wizard. Okay, more triple dragons. Rosa gained a level. But no dragon spear drop. Okay, so now this puts Rosa to level 99 with her final hit point stamina at 71,148 points and MP at 841 points. So, with nothing else left to level up for, and she's only accumulated a total of 8,610,061 points, but that'll be more than made up for once we get RYDIA to level 99, and 1, 2, 4, 5. So RYDIA only has 6 more levels to go. So with that, I'm just pretty much gonna say that this is good enough for today. So let's head out of the inner sanctum, get back to the moon's surface, rest up, and save and call session. But we'll still deal with any extra enemies along the way until we get back into the subterranean. Let's just nuke them. Or maybe not. Okay, Red Dragon. Maybe if we're lucky, it'll drop a spear. No Dragon Spear. Okay, another opportunity to get the Dragon Spear. Okay, RYDIA does not level up. And no Dragon Spear. Yeah, the drop rates in this game suck. They absolutely suck. Damn it. Didn't luck out on that one. Alright, moving on. Alright, let's go back to the surface. Recover. Okay, now fully recovered, so let's save. Okay, so this pretty much ends today's session at 45 hours and 6 minutes. We have our final level for the session with Edge at level 99, CECIL level 99, ROSA level 99, KAIN level 99, and RYDIA at level 93. This just leaves RYDIA as the only party member to cap. So she only has 6 more levels to go, which we will be accomplishing next session. After that, it's a matter of checking that everyone has their final XP cap at 9,999,999 points. Then we make our way to Zemus and play out the final battle and end the game. So there we have it. Okay guys, let's go back to the regular bubble screen, shall we? Alright, well, thank you very much for sticking around with me after all that. I'm hoping the next stream will finally give me the tail, but if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. What matters is cap and clear. And I've noticed that we've had major buffering issues this stream, so again, I can't do anything about that. That's just the internet sucking ass in my neck of the woods. But anyways, for all of you who are here today, thank you very much for sticking with me. Squall Cloud 187, hello Mr. Bird, thank you very much for sticking around. Now, before we head out for lunch, let's see who we can raid. So just stick with me as I see who's available. Okay, so, we do have our good friend Zolfar, who's currently playing, episode 4 of Doom, Thy Flesh Consumed, as a SNES ROM hack. So we're going to be raiding him, so let's raid Zolfar, shall we? Oh, he does not allow raid at this time. Okay, never mind, so let's just see who else is available. We have, okay, Alexia Bridget is available, so let's raid her. Okay, so we're going to be raiding Alexia. So with that, I'm going to just end today's stream with the usual phrase of see you next stream. Take care and have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.
Welcome on in,